Second grade, hello. Last week we talked about portraits and making portraits. And this time we're going to take those portraits and use them as more of a cartoon face, but we're going to focus on creating a mood for the face. Now, we talked about when we were learning about Matisse, how colors can change the mood of something. And then we also, when we were making our masks, we talked about how the lines of the face will change the mood of the face. So we're going to try that with a real life face instead of with a mood mask. So we're going to start with our circle. And just like with drawing realistic faces, when we are making cartoon faces, even though we use simpler shapes, we still follow the same rules, which means I need to put my eyes in the middle of the head, even if my eyes are just dots. So here's the middle of my head. Remember, eyes don't go up here. They go down here. So I'm going to put one eye right here and one eye right here. And there's my two eyes. Then for my nose, I'm just going to use a simple L. Such an easy way to make a nose by using an L. Now, we learned in our last lesson that the mouth is as wide as the eyes. So if I look at this and I look at this, that means my mouth has to be that wide. Now, I want to think first, before I draw my mouth, what kind of mood I want to show. And I think I'm going to do kind of a worried face. So instead of using a straight line across, I'm going to use kind of a wiggly line across. And if I end with a down, it kind of makes it a little bit sadder. So I'm going to go like this and like this. Doesn't he look worried now? Now, the ears, once again, they start at the eyes, they end with, they start at the eyes, they end with the nose. So they are as long as the distance between the eyes and the bottom of the nose. Remember, if it's a cartoon one, you can kind of make funny ears. I think I'm going to do funny ears today, so I'm going to make them wider than I normally would. Like that. It's just the letter C. Come over on that other side. Oops, that one got a little too narrow. I can turn my mistake into not a mistake, since that's what we do in art. There, that matches a little bit better. Oh, poor little guy. Then the next thing I want to do is I want to think about the eyebrows. When we were doing our mood masks, we talked about when the eyes are pointing down toward the center, he looks angry. You can even take your pencil and use different kinds of lines to see how the expression will change. Since he's worried, I'm going to make his eyebrows kind of like this. Doesn't he look really worried right now? Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do is add his neck. And his neck is as wide as his eyes. No more giraffe necks in art time. Nice and wide. Look at how wide that neck is. Much wider than you normally think it is. Now for his hair, we draw the line, just like we learned last week. We draw the line where the hair touches the face. And then we draw the line where the hair touches the air. Then we can use the line that's already there to kind of keep adding texture. You just kind of hide it in there. Just like that. If it's got too much in there, you can erase that line, but I sometimes just hide it so it doesn't get too confusing. There is my worried face. Now, your challenge is to make 3 different faces. They can be cartoon faces like what we just drew, showing different emotions by changing the shape of the lines, by changing the kind of line for the eyebrows and for the mouth. I've got a couple examples here. Here's some that are already done. I've got someone tired, and I drew some extra lines underneath his eyes. Someone's shouting, "Watch out!" And then this guy looks like he's shouting, "Stop it." He's angry there. She's worried here. And look at him, how sneaky he is. Look at how his eyes are in different spots on the line. That can happen too. I did draw a couple more. Oh, just one more. I have angry right there. But these ones are kind of good ones to go ahead and look at and get some ideas. Now with her, I might fix her hair a little bit so it looks a little bit more realistic, but I was just playing around with the cartoon character style. So have some fun with that and see what different kinds of faces you can make by changing the lines.